Good morning. How are y'all doing today? Are you excited? Are things going great for you? I hope they are. Today I just want to take a few moments, and what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about something that I have had to learn so many times the hard way. And I'm hoping that from my knowledge and my experience at the Hard Knock School, that I can teach you so you don't have to learn the hard lessons that I had to learn. And what I'm going to talk about today is the power of duplication and how that works by not reinventing the wheel, by taking information. Typically what happens in this industry is that people come into business, and especially if you're a professional person, you come from some kind of profession where you come in, and what do? We use our logic, we use our common sense, and we use our brains. We use all the things that we learned in the business. And who really taught me the power of humility was somebody that came in this business with tons and tons of experiences, my darling husband, Dwight Havener. When Dwight came into this industry, I had been in the industry for about 8 years, and I was successful in the industry. It was my vocation, my profession. I was making, as he would tell you, almost as much money as he was. But Dwight came into this from a background of 30 years of unbelievable success, where he had built 17 piano stores with his father and his brother. Dwight ran all the marketing, all the training, and all the advertising, and then he also performed to get you to buy pianos, organs, and keyboards. When he came into Manatech, it was rather amazing to watch Dwight because he had so much wealth of information that he was coming into Manatech, but what he knew was that he never did this kind of business. And what I want, especially the people that are coming into this with a background, I want you to understand that yes, you're going to glean from those experiences, but this industry has a whole twist to itself that you got to learn. And that twist to itself is it's a little bit different because it's about learning about, let's just say if you come from a sales background and you come into this, Dwight's an incredible salesman. He could sell you anything. And he could, 19 years ago, you could come into our business and he could sell you. What he sat back and watched and observed by watching me was how to take you as a customer and bring you from a customer to being interested, to engaging, and to wanting to do this business. And it wasn't the same way that he sold pianos. It wasn't the same way as just being a normal salesperson. So what he had the wisdom in doing was he didn't reinvent the wheel. He watched somebody who already obtained a certain level of success, and what he did was he duplicated what it was that person was doing. And so what I've seen so many people over the years do is they come into this industry, and you're sitting here today, you're listening to me, and I'm telling you some things to do, but then you bring your logic and your thought process and you bring it in and you try to recreate that, and then you go out there and you may not have the same level of success because you just took something that somebody has. Not only am I sitting here speaking and talking to you about something, it's what I've done for 28 years. It's what's created the success that I've had of being able to, literally, and I don't like to boast about, oh, I've made all this money, but truly, I've made millions and millions of dollars in this industry by learning from people who were successful and then going out and repeating what they taught me to do. So my message to you is that, you know what, if it's not broken, you don't want to fix it. You just want to keep going along doing the same thing. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about if you're going out there, because this was my challenge. I would sit in presentations while I was learning, and I would say, oh my goodness, I can't be like that person. You know, I didn't have the confidence in myself to repeat what I saw that person doing. And then just one day I got it. What I got was that what I needed to do was I needed to take what they were teaching me on how to do these steps. But the part that the reason I wasn't succeeding at the levels I wanted was because I was not cultivating my style of who I was. I thought I had to be like, I had to be exactly like this man that I was listening to that was doing the training, and he was so suave and so sophisticated and so good, and I couldn't do that. I can't do that. That's not me. And when I really got that, what it was I needed to learn from them the how-tos, but then I needed to put me in there. I needed to be authentic. And what this meant to me, I needed to tell you my story, and I didn't need to try and be something that I wasn't. Do you know, when I got that one major piece of a nugget, that's when I sat in front of people, I was able to get those individuals to follow me. And I'll tell you one quick little story about that. Oh, probably about 8 years ago, Dwight and I were having a big event in the town we live in, and there were people flying in from different places around the United States, and one of our leaders said, I've got this lady, she's flying in from British Columbia, Susan, I can't wait for her to meet you, and I've told her all about you. And so we were having a little thing in our home before the actual weekend, and she said, can I bring her over? I said, sure, bring her over. And so the lady's sitting in my living room, and there's all kinds of people there, and I'm talking to different people, and it gets around to where she introduces me to this lady, and the lady looks at me and she says, you don't remember me, do you? I said, I'm sorry. I said, there's something familiar about you, but I can't put it together. And she said to me, well, I want to tell you a little story. She said, 12 years ago, you came in to my husband and my rug store in the town that I live in, which is Stuart, Florida. And you came in, and she said, you just came in, and, everything that you said to us, you were just like a little house on fire. You were excited, you were enthused, and you said to my husband and I, I'm looking for a handful of business entrepreneurs that want to bring in another income stream, and you said, I'm going to the top of the world, I'm going to be a self-made person doing this, and the only way I'm going to do it is I got to help people like you find your why and follow me. And she said to me, when you left the store, my husband said to me, honey, that little girl didn't know a word of what she was saying, but she knew one thing. She knew that she was passionate about what she had and where she was going. And he said, I think we need to follow her. Now, the sad story was this gentleman only lived 6 months later, and he which I didn't know at the time, he had a very, debilitating disease. And so anyway, she moved back to British Columbia and all that. But you know what? It was my cultivating my story about what I believe, what it was that I had here. I didn't go out and recreate the wheel of what those experts were telling me of how to do this business. And that's where the big mix-up was for me. And when I really got that it was me just finding my inner, why was I doing this? What did it mean to me? That it really set a set of legs, and it just took off for me. So my message to you is, don't reinvent the wheel, folks. If you're sitting here and you've got a sponsor who's working with you and they've been successful, and or you're listening to me and you want to glean the pearls of wisdom that I've learned over the years, and then you go and you take your upline, or you take my information, and you go out there and you put your intellectual spin on it. What I want you to know is you need to put your heart spin on cultivating your story and your own style. And when you go and you do that, then what happens is it grabs feet. And when you sit in front of people, it doesn't matter that you can do this business correct. That guy wanted to follow me because he felt my heart and he felt my belief that I was going to go somewhere, and I was looking for people to take with me. So that is my message here today. I want to thank you, and I hope that this message here can be some wisdom of don't reinvent the wheel. Just follow the masters in this industry that have mastered the road for you.